got to know Andrew through our work as survivors and advocating against sexual harassment. Advocates like Andrew, who stood with us from day one. He came to many different press conferences that we had and publicly backed us. When Andrew was running, he promised that we would get hearings. And as soon as he was elected, he worked with leadership and his colleagues to make sure those hearings happened. For me personally, as a victim of Vita Lopez and having worked for the Assembly, to have both Assembly members and senators there listening to our experiences to craft better laws was both personally impactful, but it also helped so many people, thousands of people. Andrew was just so incredibly thoughtful during those hearings and asking questions, but then also really just trying to understand. And that's why I'm so incredibly supportive of Andrew, as our state senator in South Brooklyn, just because he's one of few elected officials that really are fighting for workers, and also he really tries to understand the issue. And it was members like Andrew who really fought in Albany when we couldn't be there, because we all have jobs. We're just ordinary people, just like everyone else. Another thing he did was make sure that we were at the table negotiating all of the legislation, which is just so unusual to have stakeholders and victims really in the room negotiating very important language within the bill. And Andrew invited us to the Senate floor when our bill passed. And his testimony was so moving, and he recounted our testimonies within his speech, and it brought me to tears. And it was probably one of the most impactful days of my life. They passed a bipartisan bill that passed unanimously, and all the Democrats voted for it, but also all the Republicans. And that's real leadership. That really is someone who can work across the aisle to do what's right for people all over Brooklyn, but also people all over New York.